Welcome to this introduction to Platinum. Platinum is essentially the flagship automated trading system from FX Algo Trader. The existing Iridium and Gold products, which have been shipping for some time, use a fairly conventional model whereby a trend line would be drawn on a chart. The trend line is then selected and you go to the properties and you enter simple trade commands such as buy, the number of lots, the stop loss, etc. We designed Iridium and Gold to be intuitive and simple to use, so we didn't expect traders to learn a kind of pseudocode or kind of programming language, unlike other products which seem to expect traders to put in kind of things like SA or PA 30, and all these kind of strange codes which in our view were completely meaningless. However, as the functionality within Iridium and Gold grew, it became obvious that there was only so much that you could actually do within a description field for a trend line. So we thought, okay, how do we still provide an intuitive way for traders to control the behavior of trend lines in MetaTrader without actually overcomplicating it? I mean, what we're trying to do is add more functionality to the automated trading systems. So what we did is we developed a Java interface which would sit over the top of MT4 and would allow the trader to interact with MetaTrader and the underlying trend lines to effectively provide a fully integrated automated trading tool. So those are the origins of Platinum. Okay, let's have a quick look at. I'm just going to give you a very basic introduction of how we would set Platinum up on a Euro-Dollar hourly chart. So we can see here we've got Euro-Dollar chart. I've just drawn a trend line using the standard MT4 trend line tool. And I'm just going to stick this trend line over the top of these kind of highs here. I'm not going mad on the accuracy of this, it's just for a demo. And what you would do initially is go to your expert advisors after you've installed the product, select Platinum, drop it on your chart, make sure that your reference number is correct and you're running the system on a licensed MT4 account, which you can manage yourself on the FX Algo Trader website. Go to the Common tab, make sure Enable Alerts is ticked, Allow Live Trading is ticked, Allow DLL Imports is ticked, and Allow Import of External Experts is ticked. Click OK. What will now happen is your license gets verified, and the first thing you see is this graphical user interface with Platinum in the middle of it pops up. Now if we click this interface, you will see another interface pops up, which is your main trendline control interface. If you scan your chart and then click this selected trendline combo box, you can now see this trendline 46238 GBP USD is shown. So if we select that, we get a warning saying the trendline is not configured for auto trading. And what we're going to do is just set up a very simple sell order where price action touches the trend line. We're going to trade 0.1 lots, use a stop loss of 20 pips. We're going to set a sensitivity of 2 pips around the trend line, which creates the trigger zone which initiates the trade. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to just show a grid, and when I press save, you'll see here that this blue grid has been put on the chart with intercepts. And let's make a bit more sense of this. If we go to the chart properties by pressing F8 and we scroll down to show object properties and OK that, and we can now see some detail here. And what this is showing us is the trend line, the type of trading behavior. So it's sell touch, stealth mode is false, i.e. the stop loss and take profit levels will not be cloaked from the broker. And we can see here the stop level at 20 pips from the trend line, and it's using 2 take profits. TP1 at 50%, i.e. so 50% of your original position, which will be 0.05 lots, and the remainder another 50%. we can also just click on profit controls and we can see the exact pip differences here. So we're taking 50% off the trade at 20 pips and the remainder at 30 pips. We can very easily change these settings. So in two ways. We can either change them using the interface. So if I want to push out my TP2 level to say 40 pips, simply go to 40, click save, and you can see it pushed that level down. In the same way, I can move my stop to say 30 pips, click save, and the stop is now moved. The other way of altering the stops and take profit levels is dynamically on the chart. I can easily just change this level, as you can see, and the intercepts are updated. And when I go back to my interface, all I've got to do is reselect the trend line. You can now see it's updated the stop loss. It's just refresh the levels. Exactly the same way I can change my TP levels dynamically on the chart in exactly the same way. And when I go back and just reselect the trend line again, go to profit controls, we can now see I've pushed my TP2 out to 48 pips. And essentially that is a very, very basic example of how you'd set the system up on an MT4 chart. It's once you've hit save, that system, that trend line is now active in the market, and it's monitoring price action. As soon as price action comes into a two pip threshold around this trend line, you'll get a short-based order being triggered. If you like this setup, if you like the way you've set the trend line up, you can just set a profile which will allow you to very simply deploy this trading methodology onto another trend line within 2 mouse clicks. And to do that, you just go to your profiles section down here, and you call it something like sell, touch, and then 2 TP if you like, for 2 take profits. And when you save that, okay, so if we want to load the system very quickly onto another chart, we can do really easily. So we can go to, say, the dollar yen, make it a little bit bigger, and in this case I think we'd probably be wanting to pick up a test of support here. So let's draw a trend line through these swing lows here, and what I can do is load the Platinum Expert Advisor, and now what I do is scan the chart. Just wait for a couple of ticks. There we go, we've got our trend line 46900 on the dollar yen, and I've got a buy touch profile with 2 take profits that I said earlier. So I just deactivate the sell touch, activate the buy touch with 2 take profits, hit save, go to my chart, make sure I've got show object description set, and there we go. So within about 10 seconds we've managed to basically deploy a buy touch based automated trendline trading strategy with 2 take profits, using 50% scale out on each, and without having to kind of look at code books and funny squiggly bracket languages. So hopefully you see the basic principles behind why we developed the Java interface. You can basically use this system to deploy any trading strategy you want, and you can run multiple trend lines on any chart to pick up a whole different variety of trading behaviors. We'll record some more videos which will discuss the Platinum trading behavior in detail.